Please feel free to help yourself to lunch. We have egg rolls, snacks, and water. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. Thank you everybody for being here today. We missed you. We were out in July with the holiday and lots of other things going on. So thank you all so much for being here. We missed you. I want to start by just letting everybody know that we have a pretty much same agenda as we have for the last few times, but we're really looking forward to having our guest presenters here and then doing some questions and answers later afterwards. If anybody needs the restroom, you can find it behind this classroom. There's a hallway that goes straight back, and you can find the restrooms on your left. Food today was provided by Egg Rolls Inc., so please help yourselves. If you're wondering about the hot sauce, 0 is the least spicy, 10 is the hottest. It's called Romeo and Juliet. Not sure why, but if somebody tries it, let me know what you think. And then, as always, we want to just give our big thank you to Fox Valley Technical College for allowing us to use their space and equipment today. We've been truly blessed by them, so thank you to Fox Valley Tech. And with that, I also wanted to make a quick note that another way we've been blessed recently is by donations of supplies, office supplies from Network Health. I was a little too chicken to tell them that I didn't need quite everything they gave us, so I brought some here today to share with everybody. You can find them on the back counter. I will say that the box all the way to the left full of binders has been cleaned already, but there are more file folders, organizers, and other goodies there that are available to you, and those are courtesy of Network Health. And then lastly, for housekeeping, thank you so much to everybody who's been sending updates to us at our new email address, admin@ourmci.org. So if you have anything you want us to share on social media or in a monthly email update, go ahead and continue sending it to that email address. All right, so we missed, it's been since June since we last caught up. So I want to start by sharing some of the news and updates since our last meeting. We have been doing quite a few things in July, June and August, and then a little fresh news about a new office location. So in the month of June, we attended an event with new young professionals. We had another mini clinic there. And then we were also at Levin's event that they held, a health and resource fair, which we brought COVID-19 vaccines to. And the reason I chose these photos are because the kiddos in the left-hand side at the top there are the same kiddos on the right. And so I just wanted to share how much it really means to us that we're continuing to see the same people show up and really just building that trust in our community. These kids showed up for a vaccine. We didn't have the age group that they were looking for, but we let them know where they could find us next, and they joined us. So yeah. Then get my mouth right back. Then later in the month, we were able to participate in Pointers Community Initiatives scholarship banquet, and our very own Maria Mason joined as an MC for the day, and it was lots of fun. And they gave out Azure, can you tell us how many scholarships you gave out?
We have approximately 11 scholarships.
Oh.
I think we reached I think the total amount of scholarships was around 7,000.
That's amazing. So that's 11 scholarships, reaching about $7,000 worth of money for members of our community. So congratulations. Then we had another very special event in June. Many of you have heard us talk about a mobile home park that's near and dear to our hearts. Country Crossing, right on the edge of Neenah and Appleton. If you've ever heard Lisa Cruz tell about the family members that were sharing toothbrushes, this is where that family was, and that's just one of many that has that very same story. We also recently learned about a little boy who had only been eating because of the community pantry that had been on site, and we it was very unfortunate to learn that they had to take it down because it was being vandalized. So between some of our other partners, we were able to help provide that family with more supplies. But what I love about this picture here on the bottom right is the mom and the little girl were some of the very first family members to be repeat visitors of ours. So even though they don't need vaccines, and we've had their permission to take everybody's photos, of course, this family has continued to come to our events all over the Fox City. So again, just seeing those folks continue to come in time and time again is really special. And this family lives in the community that we were serving particularly, and they were even on the flyer. So the last event that they were at, we took their picture and they made it onto the flyer for this event that we had at the mobile home park. So then in July, we went back to New Mountain Professionals, and I didn't take any photos at that actual clinic that we held, so I shared some very nice firework photos that are in the old JC's building right on Northland Avenue in Appleton, which is right by Memorial Park. So when Appleton has their 4th of July celebration, there's a great view of the fireworks at Memorial Park, and New Mountain's building is just on the other side of the park. So thanks for inviting us to that. We had a great time. And then Bridgeview Gardens is another mobile home park. And this was another really exciting event for us because it was a personal invitation. The management group that runs Country Crossing Mobile Home Park also runs Bridgeview Gardens. Bridgeview had heard about the work that we were doing at the other mobile home park, and so we were invited in. And it was just a real pleasure to see people showing up for that event that had heard about this other event in another community. And the management team there was really excited. They even went out and bought ice cream for everybody. So I just want to thank everybody who participated and helped get the word out for that. We've been making great strides in Calumet County, specifically in the city of Chilton. We had our health and resource fair back in March at the library, which was really well attended. And so we knew that we had to come back and do something a little bit bigger. Bring in more resources. We had a lot of interest at that first event, and being that there were people that were coming in and just sort of checking it out, but maybe not quite talking to us, we wanted to keep showing up for this community. And this was a really well attended event as well. It was very hot and it was very fun. And again, on the upper left-hand corner, there's a couple there with a little girl, and they had also attended that first event at the public library. So again, just another example of us continuing to build relationships with the public out there. It was really great to see them. And then off to the right, New Mountain Professionals had another volleyball tournament. Last year they had a volleyball tournament, which was again very well attended, very hot. Lots of food, lots of students, and it was really, really fun. So thank you to New Mountain Professionals for inviting us back again to that event. So another major update since we last have seen everybody. Many of you know that the Multicultural Coalition Inc. has been working outside or working out of the Red Shoes Inc. building. So our executive director, Lisa Cruz, who's not here today, owns and operates Red Shoes Inc. And we've been sharing that office space with them, but after they've been growing and we've been growing and seeing clients more regularly, it was time for us to go ahead and have a space of our own. And I'm looking around real quick. Do we have anybody from United Way? We do not. But I just want to give a big shout out to United Way Fox Cities and Titan Property Management. Peter Giannopoulos of United Way had set us up with a gentleman who owns a lot of properties. And so if you or somebody you know is looking for a rental space, office space, help with anything, Titan Property Management has been just a huge blessing to us. So we are now in Menasha, just up the street from the Menasha Public Library, which is a great space. I'm very excited because we're next to a school, which means our street gets plowed real quick in the morning. And it's got a lot of work to be done, but you know what, we're doing great. We've had a lot of people who have just been so eager to help us move in. We've had volunteers or people sending their team members over to come check it out. And you know, hopefully one day we'll be able to hold one of these meetings at our new office building. So come and check us out. We're in Menasha now. All All right, and then just a few details on updates about health equity. Many of you know that we've been doing a school supply drive and we decided to extend that. So there's a few locations listed up there on the screen. And those are some drop-off locations, but we also have an Amazon wish list. If you want to share that with anybody, you can find that information on our Facebook page. And those things will come shipped to us, and those are donations that are going to stay local. Last year we had also done a winter gear drive, and when we were able to bring those supplies to schools and other communities, they were a really big hit. So keep your eyes peeled for more information coming up on that. Next up, our friends from Wisconsin Health Literacy have supplied us with the updated schedule for COVID-19 for children. They have this in English for us right now. I'm sorry to say it's not yet translated, but it is being worked on. And the back side of the document that they have for us, which you can find in the back of the room if you'd like to take a few copies, also has the how do I tell if my kiddo is up to date on their vaccine or not. So that's information that is available to you, but just be aware that that information has been updated. We've talked a lot about in the past about the telehealth program that is available through DHS. It's a free video call that you can make if you are diagnosed with COVID-19. We have lots of those flyers in the back in, I believe, 6 different languages. And if you need any refills on that, please feel welcome to take it. And the reason I have this slide up is because they've recently updated the visual flyer. So the one you see on the left is the new version. They finally have that up on the DHS website in multiple languages as well. So with the print versions I have for you all in the back, if you'd like any, do look different, but all the information is the same, including the phone number and QR information. So please feel free to take any of those if you like it. I just wanted to make sure you knew that what we have today is not outdated. It just has a fresh look. So another topic that we wanted to talk about today in relation to health equity is the air quality. I know in the last few weeks, especially last month, air quality has been pretty bad. I don't know about you, but my eyes have been itchy, waking up with a scratchy throat. Thank goodness I have lots of COVID tests, but doing well. But the air quality has not been great. And we know that that is going to be another thing that sets underserved populations back if they don't have access to the things that they need to keep themselves healthy. So a few resources available is airnow.gov, and I have informational sheets on the back counter space as well about that. But if you're curious about what should populations who are elderly be doing, or children, or people who had asthma, heart conditions, what should they be doing with the information that's provided on the airnow.gov website? So when my community says I'm at a moderate level or at a dangerous level, what kind of steps can I be taking? Those details are available for you. And then you'll also see here a name and an email address, Nicole at VPI. Many of you may have received donations from VPI in the past of personal protection equipment, and she has let me know that they have more than enough masks to go around. They are the surgical style masks, so if you or anybody you know, other organizations would like to have any boxes of masks, please feel free to contact Nicole. She wanted me to spread that information wide and far. I've seen their storage facility. They have enough for everybody here. One other thing that I forgot to mention, just briefly going back to the supplies that Network Health supplied us with. They have one other fairly unique and large item that is available that they would like to donate. It is a used industrial size printer. And when I say industrial size, it may be 6 inches shorter than I am. It is available. It will need to be moved with a large vehicle such as a pickup truck or larger SUV. I don't have a picture of it, but it's large and in charge and available. If you are interested in that, I have the contact information for April Paul over at Network Health on the back counter here. So please feel welcome to take that and let her know that you are interested. I feel very bad. It was something that we thought we might use and then we didn't need it. So I wanted to help her find that for somebody. So if you're a larger organization or know somebody that could use it, please contact April Paul. All right, so moving on to some upcoming events. So we just talked about what we've been doing the last few weeks. Coming up soon, is I'm gonna skip the first one for now. The Needham and Nash Emergency Society puts on a back to school drive every year, and I was very excited to be able to drop off with the help of Wisconsin Health Literacy a lot of the informational details for the students in Needham and Asha. That event is not an open to the public event, but they will help recognize the students in those districts that maybe need a little extra support and help provide them with the school supplies they need. And those families have now received information, a lot of the things that we just talked about, air quality, COVID-19 schedules, upcoming events, and things like that. So that is being put on tomorrow. And then our next large event will be on Monday, the 11th of September. Pillars is hosting with MCI, another health and resource fair. And we had previously held a private event at their location in downtown Appleton, and their clients that they serve there were really grateful. And we had a lot of people come through for their vaccine. So St. Matthew Lutheran Church in Appleton. It's on the corner of College Avenue and Mason Street. Houses Pillars Resource Center. So it's a place for respite care. They can go in, folks that need resources will be served there. And because of the relationship that they have with that church, they welcomed us to their gym. And I do have flyers for that. We're going to have about 30 groups there. We're really looking forward to that one, and we will have vaccines as well, pending availability. So the last update I want to share here today before we introduce our guest speakers is very exciting. So the US Venture Open is tomorrow, and that's a big fundraising event for the community. Their media team was really excited, as were we, to have them come on down to our new office and do a little video recording of Lisa. So even though she's not here today, you still get to see a little bit of Lisa, along with some of our other friends that we've been working with. So without further ado, I'm going to play a short video. It's just about 3 minutes here. And I think the volume is right. So everybody just prepare yourself in case it's not quite right.
Let's give that an applause. Especially Gina.
I didn't do anything.
Well, you're the messenger, and quite frankly, we should give Gina a message or a round of applause. She was nominated to be the introduction today, so thank you so much. You really nailed it. That was a lot of information. I don't know if you were thinking what I was thinking, but the more she talked, the more wow kept coming to my mind with all that this organization has going on and all the great work they're doing and the impact they're making. And I know as I look out across this room, that includes you. You're showing up, you're coming out, you're learning more, you're growing, and so we're just ever so grateful. Today, I get the privilege, and I should preface this with saying today is a real treat, and pun intended. I have the privilege of introducing two incredible gentlemen who are worthy of our time and attention today, because there is nothing more impactful than stories. And so today I want to bring to you Yeah, we go way back. How could I butcher that right out of the gate?
Right.
I have most of this introduction spelled out phonetically, except your name, and that's the one part.
That's all right.
He's the founder of Shaw Ray's Ghana.
Got it.
See, I'm off into a roll here. Style peanut brittle. So Shaw Ray's was a childhood nickname from his young age, and he always had an intense love for peanut brittle, or Nkanti cake, as they call it in his home country, Ghana, West Africa. Having tried peanut brittle to know what's good and what's not, Yah set about bringing the authentic range of Ghana-style peanut brittle to the United States. Ever since migrating to the US, Yah has dreamt of owning and operating his own business, and after pursuing several ventures, he rediscovered his love of tradition of West African foods. Asari was drawn to the peanut brittle that he grew up with in Ghana and spent time finessing the recipe that he got from his mother. In July 2020, he introduced Ghana-style peanut brittle to Appleton, not even just peanut brittle, lots of brittle, to Appleton at the downtown farmers market, which I do see you there weekly. And over the last year, he's worked closely with local specialty food stores in Northeast Wisconsin to bring his unique product to candy lovers everywhere. Surveys has aimed to bring his Ghana-style brittle to other African-inspired treats to customers all over the world. And more importantly, they are committed to living according to the three key values: simplicity, inclusivity, and understanding. For the value of simplicity, Shaw Ray's mission is to provide indulgent, guilt-free, naturally delicious treats using fewer ingredients. As it pertains to inclusivity, Shaw Ray's want as many people to enjoy the brittle as possible, so all of their products are wheat-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan. Lastly, the value of understanding that they hold is by introducing Ghana-style brittle to the US. Shaw Ray's aims to bring people together and help foster cultural understanding, which is a clear reason why you're here today. But joining him is also Orson Fornillier. Thank you. He is a business professional with over 25 years of business experience across a wide range of industries, including manufacturing, distribution, consulting, financial services, and food service. His career spans across several roles, such as sourcing and supply chain, functional and executive leadership roles, and he has been in these roles across a wide range of companies located in several states, including Wisconsin, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. Orson is a resident of Appleton, and he lives here with his wife, Kate, and his children, Ozeza and Kayla. And he was born in Trinidad and Tobago, and he has lived in the United States for 20 years. I've been in Appleton for 20 years. He is a 2003 graduate of Harvard University's MBA program, where he specializes in supply chain management. He also holds a bachelor's degree in business administration from the University of West Indies. He is extremely passionate about talent development and believes that it is his life's purpose to support and develop the people around him. So please give a warm MCI welcome to our speakers today, Yah and Orson.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Definitely.
All right. After that introduction, I can just go home right now. I think everybody knows everything. All right, so, just wanted to kind of start with the top here and, work our way down. So, the, what do Orson and I, why did this, company come about? So, first things first, that, our corporate entity is actually called Gold Coast Candy. And if anybody knows any type of history around Africa, the Ghana was actually originally the Gold Coast. So that's how the name came about. And obviously, I got to the US around 19 or so. This was 92 or so. And after I graduated, I figured I always wanted to get into some kind of business, but I really didn't know what. And so I ended up looking at a bunch of different things like, hey, I wanted to get into the pizza business. I wanted to do something in cell phones or stuff like that. And I just kind of went around, but nothing ever really kind of took. And so I was like, all right, so if I sat down and I had to go and evaluate everything, and I was like, all right, you got to figure out something that's relevant to you if you're going to go and have a business. So what I ended up doing was taking a look at things from back home, because I go back home, and this is where the ideas are formulating, especially after having conversations with this gentleman over here. I would just throw all kinds of business ideas at him, and he would say, no. And so one day I ended up actually going home to Ghana and finding out that I had some folks who were from secondary school, and they actually had started this peanut brittle business, or what we call Inkati cake, literally translated into peanut cake. And I was like, you know what? That's my favorite childhood snack. These guys are doing it back here. You know what? It would be a perfect thing to come and do over here. So what did I do? This is where I also always says I like to go and ramble about this stuff, but it's always fun. But what did I do? I went and asked my mom for a cookbook. She gave it to me, and I went into the kitchen, started playing around with the formulation, so on and so forth. And as I was doing this, I was also giving Orson like what do you call it, bits and pieces to go ahead and try as well. And he would give this, give me his various what do you call it, critiques and all that kind of stuff. But then one day we got it, and so and the way I should go back a little bit further too, is that in addition to when I came back, I had to find out how to actually make have somebody make the brittle for me. So I actually called a co-packer. I mean, she had a confectionery company in Oklahoma Walk. She was and she said, yeah, I'll do it for you. So that's she ended up doing putting this stuff together for me. And then I ended up with 300 bags in the Christmas of 2019 to go out there and sell. That was it was kind of interesting. So who did I sell to? His family, his friends, his co-workers, so on and so forth. So as I was going through this process, Orson joined me in 2020, and that's when things started taking off. That's when we started going to farmers markets, started to get into retail, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a very interesting journey in terms of how I actually got here. Now, pretty much what it comes down to is this. There are lots of foods from various cultures that are in the American foodscape. I mean, you've got stuff from Europe, you've got stuff from Asia, you've got stuff from South and Central America, and a lot of them are pretty much popularized. The only thing that you don't see popularized is stuff from Africa. So That's what we are pretty much here to do, is to go ahead and spread the good word that something good does come from Africa, and that we have great foods that are tasty, that are nutritious, all natural, that kind of stuff, and we're out here to go ahead and put that out there. So yeah, so I tried to go ahead and keep the intro short. So but I'm going to have Orson News to kind of go into like more technical stuff, if you want to put it that way.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I was being a little bit modest, in terms of, his ability to come up with new ideas. So, you know, you have some people come up with these crazy ideas and you go, what are they thinking? Well, that's Yao. And I'm the one going, but how are you gonna do it? Right? So we've been actually friends for almost 10 years before we started this. We've seen almost every Marvel movie together, where we don't go to movies, right? The wives are like, where you guys are? I'm going up with Yao. But when he brought the idea to me, what resonated with me was it fit with what I felt. So he's from Ghana, I'm from the Caribbean, Trinidad. When I started, my wife is from Ghana, so that's the connection there. When I started eating the food, I'm like, guys, this food is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Why are you not sharing it with the community? And I think because you live in it so closely, you don't see the value. It takes someone who isn't as close to it to see the value. And I've been saying, I see the value, but now it takes someone who can go execute on it. So Yao had the idea, and I had the experience in manufacturing and business to say, this is how we do it, right? And so we went from 300 bags, he's selling literally out of his car, friends and family. And I'm like, well, why aren't we at the Appleton Farmers Market? And he goes, duh. So we connected with Appleton Farmers Market. That's our home market. That market helped us grow. And so we went from 300 bags to, in 2022, we sold 4,500 bags, right? We went from one product, peanut brittle, to then expand to cashew, pistachio, and 3-seed brittle. And then this year, we came up with pecan and almond. Well, we're killing the almond because that's a bust, but the pecan is fantastic.
Everybody's favorite.
Right? And then, so we have this vision to bring African-inspired foods to the community and be able to facilitate and have conversations about the differences, have people recognize the difference and the value in the difference. So because the difference is bad, difference is good, embrace it. And we have been absolutely blown away by how accepting the community has been for this Ghana style person. People would walk and go, what is Ghana style? And that alone allows us to engage in conversation. And when they taste it, they're like, we've never had anything like this. And that's where we say the good things come from Africa. It's really about good things come from different communities. You can take the best of the community and bring, right? So growing this business. And then last year, our co-packer, who's based down in our Commonwealth, she had said to us 2 years ago, I'm going to retire. I'm trying to sell the business. And we said to ourselves, wouldn't it be a good idea? And at the time,
Yeah, we kind of chuckled like, we don't know if we're gonna pull this off.
we're like, nah, that's not us. And then she said she was getting closer to retirement, and we go, should we? And I'm usually the one going, pump the brakes, y'all, and y'all like, no, we can take it, we can do it. Pump the
Yeah,
brakes,
see,
y'all.
that's the beautiful thing about the partnership that we have. I'm Mr. Go, 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 go,
Go,
go,
go.
and he's Mr. Pull the brakes and let's see how we actually go ahead and put this thing together. So
Wait. So eventually we get to a point where we're like, have the conversation, just have the conversation. So one conversation led to 2 to 3. Before you know it, May of this year, we now own that co-packer, right? So basic. Thanks for the clap, but I tell you, we wake up shaking up with everything.
yes, not only do we own the co-packer, but now we have employees to think about. We have rent to think about. We have all the things that go along with owning a small business that keeps everybody up at night. Now we've got those, because when we just had the brittle, it was like, oh, it's kind of like it was almost hobbyish, if you want to put it down there. It was just the two of us. We were like, we could just go do whatever we want to do. We go to the farmer's market, this, do that, then come home and we don't worry about it. Now it's like, next month's payroll, how's that going? Oh, so anyway.
But we see a vision, we see an opportunity, right? So if you think about it, as Yao said, and if I put this simply, right? We are not gonna rest until you look at Yelp, you see a drop down and you see African food. You go to Yelp right now, you will not see African foods listed there. So that's beyond us, but that's what we aspire to. If you can do a drop down and you see African foods, or if you do a search and you see African foods, and then people can go, hey, I'm gonna have jollof rice, and I know exactly where to go. That's what we are aspiring to. So the acquisition of Sweet Pea's Pantry, right, is a step in that direction. Sweet Pea's Pantry makes toffees, caramels, chocolates, candy nuts, brittle. A lot of the things we are not necessarily associated with African-inspired food. Our vision, though, is to take those foods and infuse it with African-inspired ingredients or ways of producing those foods, so that you sort of have that fusion, right? And the Shari's Garza brittle is just that. You will not find a brittle like we make in Africa. And you won't find our brittle, it doesn't look like the US brittle. It's a fusion, and that's what we aspire to. So that's the journey that we're on. And then keep going backwards. Right? So when you think about products we provide, it's all these candies. But at the end of the day, it's really about somewhat about personal indulgence. Candy is a personal indulgence, right? It's not necessarily the healthiest food, but there's a certain level of comfort that you get by eating some chocolate or eating a toffee or eating, right? And so we want to provide our customers with that experience, but with a healthier way, right? The brittle, for example, gluten-free, vegan, dairy-free, right? Our toffees, very delicious. We're actually now very passionate about a chocolate that is a recent chocolate called Ruby chocolate. It's a pink, very infused chocolate. Absolutely delicious. So we're looking at that. Truffles, right? All of these. What's more important, beyond the personal indulgence, is we're also in the business of gift giving. So all these candies that you eat, most of our customers buy candies. One, you want that sense of comfort, but two, we also provide solutions for gifts, right? So I'll give you an example. We had a customer come in about 3 weeks ago. She came in and she said, I have a friend of mine, I just found out she has cancer, and I want to give her something. We spent 10 minutes walking through the store, trying to find the right gift. We ended up getting her a box of roses. So we actually have chocolates and caramels in the shape of roses, a 6-pack, and she's like, this is exactly what we need. Those are the kind of moments that we love, where we find that sweet. We also have a customer who every 2 weeks orders 20 to 25 boxes of chocolates that they give to their customers at the end of an engagement. So they are eating and cooling company. So you would think, well, why are they? As a sign or demonstration of appreciation to that customer, they give them a box of our chocolates. Now, it's great that they give us the box of chocolate, but what fills us is the fact that we were part of that process, that you demonstrated gifting. And so when we think about it, we go, okay, so how does that all come together? Well, if we could take our African-inspired foods, build it into the product portfolio, have people be interested, be part of gift giving and personal indulgence, that then allows us to get to our aim, where people will go, I know what an African-inspired candy looks and tastes like. I'm not afraid to try it. In fact, I relish it. I'm happy to include it amongst all of the different foods that we eat egg rolls today, right? At some point, maybe we get some brittle in here. I don't know, right? But that's what we're about, and that's our core. And so when we think about growth today, we're in about 25 stores in Wisconsin. We're online. We have this retail store in Oconomowoc. We have a vision of having a store in Appleton. And as we grow, we're interested in support, service, partnering with local businesses. Our label provider is in Appleton. Our box provider is in Neenah. When we first started our social media, it was with a company in Neenah. We're always looking for local businesses to help us, regardless of who. And as we grow, we expect to need more of that. Right now, we need somebody in marketing and sales. This is our sales guy. Right? And he knows I can say, he's not hitting targets.
Yep.
Yeah, where's my numbers, right? You know, but again, it's because it's a two-man operation plus the team members, right? So we're looking for that. We're looking to invest in new equipment. So we're looking for individuals who can help us in that journey, right? And we start local, right? Anything you left out? 15 more minutes. Questions?
Oh, yeah, questions.
Questions?
Yeah, go ahead, fire ahead.
If it's okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take them out so I can respond to the folks.
Oh, yes.
Maybe asking questions from me.
Did we make sense? Okay, yes, sir.
The question I have is, I buy griddle all the time because it is my favorite. However, I don't like to eat it all in one serving as my selfish indulgence. What's the shelf life, or should it be refrigerated after opening?
So, when I originally started out, the best place to put that is to obviously seal it right after it's open, and then we put it in a certain cool, dry place. You can get it into a cool, dry place where it's not being hit with heat and all that kind of stuff, it should be good. Otherwise, you know what, if you want to put it in the refrigerator, go right ahead with that after it's open, because that normally helps it keep. The interesting thing about our griddle is that, again, it's made with caramelized cane sugar, so we don't use the what do you call it, corn syrup to make it smoke. But if anybody knows anything about the properties of sugar, is that it has a tendency to go ahead and absorb moisture from the air. So if you leave it open, it's going to go ahead and do that, and you're going to have a flat product. But yeah,
So we should just give Sarah 2 so she can eat all at once.
yes, so yeah, that's the best way to do it. It's cool, dry place, or yes, refrigerator, and just make sure you seal it.
Thank you. I have an online question from Amanda Martinez, and she's curious how nonprofits can support or partner with your organization.
Well, we were actually talking about this, and we would love to provide products for fundraising. So we would be perfectly willing to go ahead and obviously split because it's a percentage we have to talk about what the sale is and all that kind of stuff. But that's one of the things that we definitely want to do is provide some fundraising products. So we can sit down together and we could either come up with a brochure that people go out and go sell, or we could maybe even try something online where we could go ahead and maybe set something up and have people be able to go ahead and order online. So yeah,
I would also add, you have funders and donors and clients that you want to demonstrate appreciation to, right? Whether it's beginning of the year, end of the year, right? Again, we're in the gift giving business. We have gift packages that range from anywhere from $12 to $80, $100. You can mix and match. You can create your own gift basket. So if you're looking for a basket that, for example, has toffees, chocolates, candied nuts, brittles, right? Anything like that, we can be that provider for you.
Wonderful, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, we're gonna go ahead and have Kyle, and then if you want to repeat his question back so everybody online can hear too, and then I have more questions for you. So Kyle, go ahead.
Have you found all of the support and resources in the community that you expect and need for your business? And the second part of that would be, do you think that there are things that our community could do to better support African or other foreign-born entrepreneurs?
Right, so just make sure we get Kyle's question. Have we found the right level of support within the community, and is there more support that we can tap into from the community? Alright, so I will say, we've not hit significant roadblocks in getting this business going, right? The biggest roadblock today has been ourselves, but I don't know if that's a function of just our mindset, that we're just head down and going, right? We've had maybe a few bumps. I'll give you one example, right? Yeah. We had one customer say, well, you're not really a Wisconsin company. Like, well, we're incorporated in Wisconsin. Yeah, but you don't really have Wisconsin product. Like, we like to say the Brittle was born in Africa, raised in Wisconsin. But I would honestly say that's few and far between, right? Most of our customers have been very supportive. People have been curious, and we just put it down to, if you don't like the Brittle, it's because you don't like the Brittle. It's not that you don't like us. I mean, who doesn't like us? We love you. What more? So now it's back to, are there the right institutions and services that small business owners can tap into? I mean, between the Fox Valley, the Color Gold, some of our smaller banks, we've not found resistance, right? But again, I'll say that's our experience. I can't say that's the experience of other business owners, right? And then if I go even further, I can put in here right now. It's like, again, being immigrants into a community like this, I think we have just a different mindset. That maybe has helped us, or maybe we just don't see things like others, right? So we're head down, moving forward. Now, is there more that we would like? The reason we're here is, right, spread the word on our behalf, right? We like to say Appleton is our home. Our store is in a Pondwalk, so we have that challenge where people come to, where are you from? Are you local? Yeah, we're local. Where? Appleton? But if I think of what we need, we have a desire to grow the business. Growth means exposure, right? And I was gonna say God bless social media, but no. Word of mouth is the best marketing and exposure you can have. And whether it's good or bad, I want to know, Sarah, that you put the Brittle down and on your table, and a week you came back and it was all clumpy. I want to know that, because then that helps us figure out what we need to do differently. But I also want Kyle to say, hey, I met these guys at the Fox Valley, and they have this amazing Brittle. I saw it down at Appleton Farmers Market, or the Oshkosh Market, or the Green Bay Market. You guys should try it out, right? To me, that's where our focus is, right? How does this community help us grow? Word of mouth, best thing, good or bad. Anything else? No. Does that answer your question?
I would argue that if you can pronounce a carnival walk, there's no question that you're local.
It took a couple of tries.
You did it. So there's a.
Actually, I
Oh,
was
go ahead.
actually just gonna say, one of the things that is, some of the things that when we try to move forward with certain initiatives that we have, I mean, yeah, it's all very fun and well to go and try and get a back, but it'd be interesting to see if there are any grants that would be available to tap into, because one of the things that we always try to do is to be crass about it, look at the free money first. Yeah, right. So we have we've had an interest, more difficult time encountering or trying to obtain grants than anything else. So yeah, if anybody knows any grants that are available for businesses, I mean, we'd be
That's actually a really great transition into both a comment and a question. So I have Juan from New North and Hugo Gonzalez from CAP Services. And we just made the comment that CAP Services small business program provides assistance to business owners to help expand their business. So if anybody in here or the two of you are interested in learning more about that, they can get you in touch with CAP Services and their programs. And then Juan just wanted to ask about contact information in case there's anybody who has additional questions. So I'll just go ahead and go back to the contact page. But do either of you have any additional information about how to contact or social media, anything like that that you'd like to add?
Do a hashtag Brittle Daddies. You'll see us.
Brittle Daddies?
Brittle Daddies. Do a hashtag, you'll see us and you'll see how, you'll see the spirit with which we work, right? I'm the straight guy, he's the
The comedian, I don't know.
Alright, but at the end of the day, right, we have a lot of fun with this, a lot of fun, right? The wives may not think so, but we have a lot of fun with this. So
Exactly.
we just wanna thank you guys for giving us a listening ear. This is the kind of thing that helps small businesses grow, just this exposure. Thanks for allowing us to tell our story and thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, and just to talk about, I saw that you had the phone number up there and I think the address. So our websites for both the companies are, so there's sharaysgsb.com. So that would be for the peanut brittlers, sharaysgsb.com. All right, so that would be for the brittle, and then for Sweet Peas Pantry, which is where you'll be able to get the toffees and caramels and all that kind of stuff. The website is Sweet Peas, that's SWEETS. Yeah, no, sorry, SWEETPS. Yeah, pantry.com. Right up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be interested in those meltaways. Thank you so much. Let's give our guest presenters a round of applause for their time and information today. Thank you both so much. Go ahead and leave the mic there if you like. And with that, just thank you so much again for taking time out of your day. We really appreciate learning about small businesses and want to do our best to support other small and local businesses. So I don't care what anybody says, at Commonwealth, you're a local in my book. So with that, we're just kind of closing into the last of our time, but we want to make sure anybody who may have other sorts of community updates has a chance to do that. So if there's anybody in the room, I'm gonna go ahead and pass the microphone to them. Anybody right away? Okay, let's see. Let's start here with Katie, just because I'm close to her. And then I'm gonna go back to the computer and look at updates there if you want to pass that to the next
Well,
person.
I am looking up the time of the event and I am just gonna put out there that we at Esther are currently looking to hire a part-time administrative assistant. You can find the job posting at esther-foxvalley.org or on United Way's nonprofit job board. So there's that. Share the info if you know of anyone looking for some part-time work. And next Wednesday, the 16th, we are hosting a film screening, the documentary called The Letter, which is about environmental justice. That is gonna be at St. Bernard's Catholic Church in Appleton, from 6 to 8.
Hi, I'm Greta Lax, and I am part of the planning committee for the Dragon Boat races, bringing them back to the Fox Cities region. So I have flyers here with me today for anybody who's interested. As part of the festival, this is hosted by the Northeast Wisconsin Chinese Association and the city of Oshkosh. As part of the festival, it includes a multicultural fair. So we'll have performances all day. We have a global market for anybody who's interested in being a vendor. We still have space for vendors to apply. Yes, hello, nice to see you two again. And as well as an affinity fair where nonprofits and organizations who serve different parts of the community can have a booth. So registration is still open for those. We're still accepting registrations for teams also for the Dragon Boats up until August 15th. And if you don't have a full team, please don't hesitate to reach out to us and let us know, because we're also helping to match folks, because a team is 20 folks plus a drummer. So if you don't have 20 folks plus a drummer, reach out to us anyway, if you're interested or your organization is interested in participating, we would be happy to help connect you with other folks who are trying to fill a team as well. Again, I've got flyers for anybody who's interested, and I will gladly send a PDF.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a comment from somebody online. Erica would like to address our presenters and just say congratulations on all of your success. I absolutely love your peanut brittle and seek you out at local farmers markets. See you soon.
I'm Hannah from the Foodwise Program and Extension. And our Foodwise team is going to be hosting a little networking session on September 19th at 2 p.m. It's kind of a network for well-being, so it'll just be a time for us to get together and just kind of share updates from your organization on what you're working on. So just anyone or an organization, or just if you are just somebody passionate about well-being. So as Foodwise, we're a little more focused on physical activity, nutrition kinds of things, but really anyone interested in well-being is welcome. And I do have a little flyer with a little more information and a link to register if anybody is interested in doing that right away.
Anybody else?
I just wanted to mention to anyone that was hesitating about going to sweetpeaspantry.com. Radio fashion truffles and wine gummies.
Well, why didn't you talk about those?
We're reading the room.
You read wrong.
Okay, so hi, I'm from Portage Community Initiatives. Coming soon in December, one of our programs we're having is a PCI entrepreneurship summit where we're inviting many Black and minority owned businesses in Wisconsin to come and meet each other and network with each other and provide resources on how to expand their business if possible. We're just having it scheduled for December, and we are still looking for businesses to invite as well. So if you're interested, you can I can get your name and information.
Sure.
All right.
And another thing that I wanted to mention that Esther is currently seeking input from the community, both people in leadership roles and people with lived experience who don't see themselves as leaders, to know what our next actions should be. Because for those of you who don't know what Esther is, we are a social justice advocacy organization. And so we do things like fight for policy change and educate the community. And so leading up until October, I'm really reaching out to as many groups as I can to get just one-on-one story input. But then we're culminating this in a community input day, which is going to be Saturday, October 21st in Neenah at St. Mark's Church. And the whole event is going to be 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. but people do not have to come for the entire time. But if you or anyone you know would like to come and tell us what the community needs, you know, we're one organization, so we're not going to be able to fix all the world's problems, but we will do our best to funnel issues that don't fit our mission statement to orgs that would be more appropriate, and to work our butts off to fix what we can.
Thank you so much. And if there are any other updates, anybody would like to share, that email address again is admin@ourmci.org. We are looking forward to our meeting in September, which will be a virtual only meeting with you most. So we wanted to make sure that everybody knew the topic in advance, just in case that was something that you may wanna refrain from, but we will definitely have it recorded. As we have recorded this one, we'll have that on our website. So I wanna give just 2 more shout outs here real quick. We have 2 little helpers in the background who helped me put up some signs and all sorts of stuff. So can we give a round of applause for our buddies in the back? And then thank you to everybody that's here. I know I'm not a Lisa Cruz speaker, but I really appreciate you all coming. You may not have known that she wasn't gonna be here until it was too late, so thanks very much for putting up with me. Thank you so much, everybody. Please take some food on your way out. In our new building, we do not have a full-size fridge, so I insist that you take some extra lunch home. I mean, I'll take a little bit myself, but I just don't have as much space as we previously had. Thank you, everybody.